Taking a look at who's protecting you, the voter.
We investigated some complaints about signature gatherers for local ballot measures, and we found out there's money changing hands and not a whole lot of rules in place.
And Chris Woodard's been looking into this issue. And Chris, you uncovered something here. You think this problem's only going to get bigger?
Well, the type of complaints we started looking into were pretty rare, but even since we began our investigation several weeks ago, more complaints came in. And it may now be more important than ever before to take a serious look at this system.
Water initiative, take the politics out of our water bureau.
Since October,
Keep it more honest where they're doing their spending.
they've been out in full force.
Are you registered to vote, ma'am?
Signature gatherers
Thank you for your time, sir.
looking for more than 29,000 autographs.
It is chilly.
In the process, coming up against some unusual allegations, they are lying and breaking the law to get the signatures they need.
I really appreciate you. Thank you.
Take a look. We got our hands on several complaints that have been filed by people approached on the street.
They're circling the wagons.
The group wants to get a question on the ballot
Just take the city council out.
that will allow Portland voters to decide if an independent board
Bring 7 unpaid members from our community in.
should control Portland's water and sewer departments
We're going to take the politics out of our water bureau.
instead of the city.
It's fairly unusual to get complaints on the initiative process at the local level.
The complaints say signature gatherers have lied about what the measure would accomplish, gathered signatures from people too young to vote, and lied about who was supporting the measure. One person even complaining she fears the whole petition process is corrupt.
Like any other elections law violation, we take a look, we investigate, and we determine whether there's been a violation.
After we saw the complaints,
Ma'am, are you a registered voter?
we went to see for ourselves.
They're using our money for things that don't pertain to the water and sewer.
Are your signature gatherers knowingly misleading anyone?
Not that I'm aware of. And you really have to look at who's making these allegations. The majority of these complainants are consummate City Hall insiders.
The problem we uncovered is with the system.
I do believe it's because they're using paid signature gatherers, and we haven't seen that at the local level. We, of course, have seen it at the state level quite extensively.
Why use paid signature gatherers?
The time constraints that we were under just necessitated paid signature gathering. We have been collecting signatures through volunteers as well.
It turns out the state has a lot of restrictions and safeguards in place for protection. Local governments don't.
At the local level, what is being done to protect voters?
My encouragement to citizens, whether they're being asked to sign a local measure or they're being asked to sign a state measure, is to look, read before you sign, and to review the measure in its entirety before you actually sign an initiative petition. And that's for a local measure or for a state measure.
According to the Secretary of State, the only part of a local ballot initiative the state can investigate is whether signature gatherers are breaking elections law by doing something like lying. In this case, our review finds at least one of the complaints from a voter relating to false statements being made is not true. The signature gatherer did nothing wrong. Though another complaint from a woman who was approached on the street, if true, would be a clear violation of that elections law.
I think that our signature gatherers have been very well trained. They're mostly pretty knowledgeable about the issues.
The problem? In emails obtained by Coin6, a state investigator tells a complainant it is very tough to prove anyone is breaking the law to get signatures, something the Secretary of State acknowledges at the local level. Local governments don't have investigators on staff, paid signature gatherers don't have to undergo background checks, don't have to have their name and photo on file, and aren't identified on the street with signature sheets that are a different color. All things required in statewide initiatives.
I think the regulations that we have passed at the state level governing the state initiative process have been extremely effective.
So something works at the state level in theory. If a local government was interested,
Yes.
it could work on the local level as well.
Yes.
So the obvious question here is, will local governments make some changes? We're asking. Earlier today, we emailed all city council and all county board members here to find out what they thought about what we found out in this report and to ask if they think this system is good enough as it is or if they're going to try and pass more protections. We will stay on this and let you know what they say because this issue of local signature gathering isn't going away. Right now, there's another local group trying to bring part of the convention center hotel issue to a countywide ballot. Back to you.